Hello children, welcome to online classes on YouTube channel DEO Nalgonda. Today we shall discuss our 6th chapter in General Science of 7th class, that is weather and climate. Children, you might have heard these two words very oftenly, weather and climate. Then what exactly is weather and what exactly is climate? Most of the time people use both these words interchangeably. They think that weather and climate are both the same, but there is a large difference between these two terms or words. So, weather is a short term condition of atmosphere prevailing at a particular place or region. Weather is a short term condition, means the weather may change from minute to minute, hour to hour, day to day or week to week. It is not constant, it changes very oftenly. Therefore, we can say that weather is a short term condition of atmosphere prevailing in a particular region or place, whereas climate is the average pattern of weather over a long period of time, say for example 25 or 30 years, prevailing in a particular region or place. So, climate is the average of weather conditions prevailing over a long period of time, say for example 25 or 30 years. So, if you consider all the atmospheric conditions, that is weather conditions prevailing over a period of 25 or 30 years at a particular region or place, then that gives you the climate of that particular area or region or a place. Therefore, we must be very careful in using these two words. Weather is a short term condition of atmosphere prevailing in a particular place or region. Then climate is the average pattern or average arrangement of weather data taken over a period of 25 or 30 years, and it gives you the climatic conditions prevailing in that particular area or region. Children, in olden days our elders, they used to predict the weather depending upon the indications they see. What were the indications they used to see? They used to take into consideration the temperature of that particular day or that particular time, or the humidity, or the speed of the wind, or some conditions, and these conditions we call them indications. So, in olden days our elders used to predict the weather taking into consideration the indications, means the temperature or the wind speed or the humidity in the air. So, the term prediction itself indicates that it may come true or it may not come true, means predictions are not always they are not always reliable, means a prediction may come true or a prediction may not come true, because in olden days our elders just they took into consideration the indications or the situations prevailing in those days or in those periods. So, predictions may come true or may not come true, but in modern time due to the advancement of science and technology, we are able to exactly predict what would happen. Okay, so nowadays we listen weather reports on radios, televisions and even in newspapers, and these predictions are weather reports are depending on they are based on the satellitic reports or what we call radar reports. Okay, and these predictions are more reliable. Okay, then plotting graphs, by taking into consideration the data we receive, that is the climatic data or the weather report, we can plot graphs. So, by looking at the graph, one can easily understand the pattern of weather conditions prevailing in a particular region or area. So, plots help us very much in understanding the weather conditions in a particular place, and it is very easier to read or to study the graphs. So, the plotting of graphs is done by taking into consideration the data recorded. Okay, children. Then understanding the weather. How can we understand the weather? So, we can easily understand the weather by taking the data of the previous time or the previous days. So, that data we call report. Report is the data which is gathered from the previous time. That is, so report can be of two types. So, a report which predicts the future is called a weather forecast. So, the weather forecast we listen over radio or we listen on TVs is the future report. So, taking into consideration of the data sent by the satellites, the scientists they can predict the weather in the future. So, that report is called weather forecast. Okay. And if you want to study the weather conditions in the past years and we take into consideration the data which was recorded in the previous time, and such collection of data is called a weather report. So, weather report gives us the past conditions which existed in a particular area or region. So, depending on the weather report, we can predict what would happen. Okay. So, what is a weather forecast? Weather forecast is the future prediction of weather conditions at a particular region. Okay, children. So, report is nothing but the data. Depending on the data or report, one can estimate the future weather, and that is called weather forecast. And taking into consideration the past reports or the past data at a particular region or place, one can study the weather report. So, weather report implies the past record of weather conditions. Okay, children. Then, how are the scientists able to predict the weather? Then, what components do they measure, or what components do they depend on to estimate the climatic conditions or weather conditions? So, the components of a weather or a climate are temperature, rainfall, speed of wind and humidity. These are all called the components of weather. They constitute the weather. So, what are they? They are temperature, okay, rainfall, speed of wind and humidity. These are all called the components of weather or climate. So, scientists they measure these components and they can predict or forecast the weather conditions. Okay, children. So, we require different instruments or equipment to measure different components of weather. So, first one is the temperature. So, if one wants to measure the temperature of a particular day at a particular region, we require an equipment called 6S maximum and minimum thermometer. So, it looks like this, children, you can look here. So, this is a maximum minimum thermometer, and as this thermometer was invented by a scientist by name 6, it is called 6S maximum minimum thermometer after his name. Okay, children, here in this arrangement you can see two arms. Okay, this is the right arm, this is the left arm. So, you can see the readings on the right arm. The right arm is used to measure the maximum temperature of a day, and the left arm measures the minimum temperature recorded of at a particular day. So, this thermometer simultaneously records both maximum and minimum temperatures of a day. Okay, the right arm records the maximum temperature and the left arm records the minimum temperature. So, here you can see a U-shaped tube connected to bulb like structures. Okay, these cylindrical structure is filled with alcohol, and this bulb like structure is also filled with alcohol, and this is the empty space, or you can call it vacuum. In sometimes this space is filled with some vapor. Okay, children. So, 6S maximum and minimum thermometer has two arms, left arm, right arm. Right arm records the maximum temperature and left arm records the minimum temperature, and this instrument simultaneously records maximum and minimum temperatures of a day. And if you keenly observe, the readings on the right arm are in the descending order, whereas the readings on the left arm are in the ascending order, means the reading is, the value is increasing, -10, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, these are all the positive values and this is a negative value. So, the reading, the scale is in the ascending order, increasing order, whereas here the scale is in the increasing order, descending order, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 0 and -10. The value decreases gradually. So, this is in the descending order and this is in the ascending order. So, children, this arrangement is called, this equipment is called 6S maximum and minimum thermometer, because the name itself indicates this instrument or equipment simultaneously records maximum temperature and minimum temperatures of a day. Here you can see this is indicator 1 and this is indicator 2. Indicator 1 records the maximum temperature and indicator 2 records the minimum temperature. So, this is in short words, in short it is called MMT, that is maximum and minimum thermometer. Okay children. So, our second component of weather or climate is a rainfall. Okay. So, the rainfall which occurs at a particular place or region is measured by an instrument called rain gauge. So, a rain gauge is a simple instrument. It contains a funnel. It contains a funnel, and this funnel is placed in a beaker. This funnel is placed in a beaker, and this beaker is marked with markings. Okay children. So, this instrument is simply kept outside when it rains. The rainwater gets collected in the funnel, and ultimately the rainwater enters into the beaker. So, after the rain stops, the rain gauge is observed, and the level of the water in the beaker gives us the rainfall which occurred at a particular place or area. Okay. So, for example, if the water level is at 2 centimeters height, that indicates 2 centimeters of rainfall has been recorded at a particular region. So, rain gauge is an instrument. Rain gauge is an instrument used to measure the amount of rainfall which occurred at a particular place or region. So, rain gauge has got many names: eudometer, pulvinometer or anthrometer. It has got many names. So, you better remember rain gauge, rain gauge. Okay. Other names are eudometer, pulvinometer or anthrometer. Okay. Next, there is another instrument called anemometer. Anemometer. So, anemometer is an instrument used to measure the direction of the wind and speed of the wind. So, simultaneously it does two functions. One is it gives the direction of the wind, in which direction the wind is moving, and next one, it gives the speed of the wind. You can measure the speed of the wind by using anemometer. Anemometer is an instrument which measures the direction of the wind and the speed of the wind as well. And next component of weather or climate is the humidity. What is humidity? Yes, you know it very well. Humidity is the quantity of water vapor present in the air. Humidity is the quantity of water vapor present in the air at a particular region. Children, you might have observed that the coastal regions are they contain more humidity rather than the non-coastal areas. For example, Vijayawada is relatively more humid than the Hyderabad city, because Vijayawada is a coastal area. Coastal areas are those which are present by the rivers. Rivers are very near to the coastal areas. Therefore, the river water evaporates due to the heat of the sunlight and enter into the air, because of which the relative humidity is much more. Therefore, you feel some inconvenient in the coastal areas rather than in Hyderabad. Hyderabad is very much comfortable because it is not near to rivers or seas. Similarly, the atmospheric conditions in Visakhapatnam are also same as that of Vijayawada, because Visakhapatnam is by the sea. So, the sea water evaporates and enter into the air. Therefore, the humidity of the air near the coastal areas or the seas, the areas near to the seas is much more. Okay. So, these are the components, okay, of weather. What are they? Temperature, rainfall, speed of wind, humidity, and many more, like time of sunset, time of sunrise. They may also decide the weather conditions. Okay. So, and to measure these components or aspects, we have different instruments or equipment. To measure the temperature of a particular place, we have a MMT, that is maximum minimum thermometer. Maximum minimum thermometer can measure the maximum and minimum temperatures of a particular place simultaneously. One can read both the temperatures by using that MMT. And rain gauge, rainfall recorded at a particular area or rainfall that occurred at a particular area is measured by a simple instrument called rain gauge. Rain gauge contains a funnel placed in a beaker. It is a very simple instrument. So, when the rainfall occurs, the rain gauge is placed in the rain and the collected water in the beaker gives us the amount of rainfall occurred at a particular place. For example, if the rainwater in the beaker reaches to the level of 2 centimeters, then we can say that 2 centimeters of rainfall has occurred at a particular place. Okay. So, that is a very simple instrument used to measure the amount of rain occurred at a particular place. Next, the speed of wind at a particular region is measured by an instrument called anemometer. So, anemometer simultaneously measures the speed of the wind as well as the direction of the wind. And we have another component of weather called humidity. Humidity is the quantity of water vapor present in the air. Okay. Next, then which organization or which institution studies these climatic conditions or weather conditions in our country? Yes, you are right. IMD, Indian Meteorological Department, studies the climatic conditions in India. IMD stands for Indian Meteorological Department, and this department gathers all the reports and data from the satellites and are able to predict the weather conditions. These predictions are much more useful for the farmers, because farmers, they depend on weather conditions, they depend on rainfall for the process of cultivation. So, which organization helps them to go further in the process of cultivation? That is IMD, Indian Meteorological Department. This department forecasts the weather on radios and on TVs, and that data is very useful for the farmers, and sometimes it is much helpful for the government to evacuate the people from the coastal areas during the times of cyclones. If cyclones are predicted earlier, the people living in the coastal areas can be shifted to safer places. Okay. So, IMD helps the government in predicting the weather changes. And the last topic in this unit is climate and lifestyle. The lifestyle of people living in a particular region will definitely depend on the climatic conditions prevailing in that particular area. As you know very well, we wear cotton cloths in summer season. So, depending on the climatic conditions, we wear cotton cloths, and during winter time we wear woolen cloths. Okay. So, our lifestyle depends on the climatic conditions prevailing at a particular region or place. Okay, children. So far we have discussed various aspects or concepts in relation to weather and climate of 6th unit. Children, if you have any sort of doubt, please do approach your subject teachers and get your doubts clarified. Hope you understood these concepts and lesson very well. Thank you, children.